And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the governor of the state of Indiana, Governor Holcomb, to provide you with more information on this exciting tournament.
Thank you, Quinn. It's an honor to be with you today. It would be any day, but especially today as we share this exciting and great news. You know, as Hoosiers, as you just said, basketball is not just another sport here. It's who we are. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. We've learned so much because of this sport on and off the court. And I will admit I caught Hoosier hysteria a long time ago when I was about knee-high to you, Quinn. But there's just nothing like the sound of sneakers on the hardwood or of the net when that leather is being drained through it, or the sound and the thrill of the home team cheering their team on. And we just couldn't be more proud as a state because of all of our sports traditions, and that includes being the home to the NCAA headquarters. So it's fitting that we're all here today, virtually as it may be, to preview March Madness, unlike any other March Madness our state's ever seen. Following weeks of discussions with the city and the state and the NCAA, I'm beyond excited to say that no matter which end of I-69 that you may be closest to, the NCAA championship games will be occurring safely and nearby. Indianapolis will host the 82nd NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Evansville, in our southwest quadrant, will host the Division II Men's Basketball Championship. And Fort Wayne, Indiana, will host the Division III Men's Basketball Championship. And I just want to say, folks, we got a real unique and special opportunity to make this more than just about basketball. And so I so much appreciate the NCAA launching their Mask Madness program, distributing thousands of masks across the state, ensuring that these events are going to be conducted safely. These championships will go well beyond the baselines to unite our communities, to create opportunities for young Hoosiers, and to be a catalyst to prove to the world that, yes, Indiana is a basketball state, but we're also so much more. Indiana was made for this moment, and I know we'll all come together to make sure that these three championships are all going to be tremendous successes. And with that, President Emmert, I'll pass the ball to you.
Well, thank you, Governor Holcomb. You know, since the very first time we sat down together a few weeks ago to discuss this remarkable opportunity, you, Mayor Hogsett, all the community leaders, the local organizing committee, obviously, Sports Corp, Visit Indy, the health officials, everybody's demonstrated the kind of leadership that makes today's official announcement possible. From day one, you and your team dug in and said, what do we have to do to make this happen? How do we do this safely? Is this possible? And I just want to thank you and everybody that's been so committed to this for all the work you've done. Now we're just at the starting gate and we're about to start the run to the end here, but it's an important place to be, and we couldn't be happier for where we are today. And because of that commitment, you know, as you say, this March and April,
It appears we just lost President Emmert. So until we can get him back, I would love to pass it off to and introduce Mayor Hogsett to the screen.
Am I back on?
Yes, you are good, President Emmert. If you would like
Good.
to
I'm
make
sorry.
some remarks.
My apologies for whatever the technical failure. But before I pitch it over to Mayor Hawks, let me just say, as I was saying before we dropped, we understand that in order to get this all done, we've got to have a very singular focus on the health and safety of our athletes and the coaches and the staffs involved, and the schools, especially the men's basketball committee, are fully committed to doing all of that. Similarly, our NCAA advisory panel, our medical experts from across the country, they've all been working incredibly hard on this tirelessly to make sure that all of our decisions are formed by the best and most current medical advice. And we all owe them a great debt of gratitude for what they've been doing throughout all of this. And I also want to thank the NCAA schools and conferences that are coming together to make this all work, especially all of our Indiana hosts, Ball State University, Butler University, the Horizon League, IU, IUPUI, and Purdue. None of this could happen without the full support of their presidents and chancellors and athletic directors and commissioners. And from the first conversation with them, they too jumped on board. Everybody stepped in. Let's figure this out. This is good for Indiana. This is good for Indianapolis. It's great for college basketball. So let's get it done. I think it's also important to note, Governor and others, that we're not naive about how hard this is going to be. The pandemic is still very much alive, and it's going to be in March. We all get that. The regular season's going to continue to be disrupted, and it's going to be difficult. But we owe this opportunity to provide a healthy, safe environment for the teams that are going to be coming to Indy. And my confidence is extremely high that we can get that done. We've learned a lot over the past months. We've talked to everybody that's been running these events around the country. The science and the discipline and the care that needs to be brought to bear is going to be brought to bear. My leadership team with Dan Gavin and his folks are doing an incredible job working nonstop to make sure this is all going to happen. Last year we had to rip March Madness away from all the teams and all the fans at the very last minute. We all know it was the right thing to do, but it was also an incredibly painful thing to do. And this year we want to make sure we deliver on the promise of March Madness. The athletes who have dealt with so much difficulty this year and have responded with such incredible resiliency and resolve, they deserve it. So let's all get this done, Indiana. We can do this, and I know we can be successful and show the world what Indiana and Indianapolis is capable of. So with that, let me please introduce the mayor of Indianapolis, Mayor Joe Hogsett. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Dr. Emmert, and thank you in particular to the NCAA and your personal commitment, Dr. Emmert, to the health and the safety of everyone involved in these upcoming tournaments throughout Indiana, in particular here in the city of Indianapolis. Thankfully, this will not be our city's first time serving as host, nor the second, nor the third, not even the fourth. There is a proud tradition of holding these games in Indianapolis, the Circle City. And we're looking forward to another safe, competitive, and entertaining month of college basketball come this spring. Since 1940, our city, Indianapolis, has been the backdrop for 97 NCAA men's tournament games, putting us at number 5 for all-time hosts. By the time the 2021 tournament ends, Indianapolis will be number 1. And I have every confidence our city is up to the task of running these games in a safe and in a healthy environment. President Emmert and Governor Holcomb just outlined many of the precautions already being taken as well as plans for the start of the tournament. But it's going to take more than 68 collegiate men's basketball teams and our health personnel to pull this tournament off. It will take all of us, from local leaders to local businesses to the entire hospitality industry, even as we stay distant, and even if we're just tuning in, the entire Indianapolis community will have a role to play in the success of this event. Because as Hoosiers know, this is more than just basketball. This is the opportunity for our city to step back into the limelight and remind the world that Indianapolis is the best host city in the country. And while the world watches us, I have full confidence that our community will come together as one to meet this enormous challenge. What an opportunity for Indianapolis and for our great state. So now it is with great pleasure I introduce the president of the Indiana Sports Corporation, Ryan Vaughn. Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor Hogsett, and Happy New Year to you and all those participating today. At Indiana Sports Corp, our mission is to advance and inspire our community through sports. We couldn't be more thrilled to be one of the many partners working to bring this unique and special opportunity into reality. The community partners in Indianapolis and across the state have a long history of working together to deliver on the biggest moments in sports. When discussions started happening weeks ago surrounding this opportunity, I had full faith and confidence that our community would come together to make this happen. I want to take a moment to thank several community partners for their relentless effort in getting us where we are today. In particular, I want to thank Governor Holcomb and his incredible executive team at the state of Indiana, Mayor Hogsett, likewise to your incredible executive staff at the city of Indianapolis, to Dr. Kane at the Marion County Public Health Department, an incredible job done by Leonard Hoops at Visit Indy and his team, as well as Andy Mallon and the Capital Improvement Board. And of course, the NCAA for being such a great partner and having faith in our community. As mentioned by the governor and the mayor, it will take all of us to make this a success. No other city or state has ever had the opportunity to conduct the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament exclusively in one community. It will take approximately 2,500 hotel rooms to house the 68 teams, officials, media, and traveling personnel. But it will take the whole city to make these individuals feel welcome, safe, and most importantly, give them the experience of a lifetime. And that's what we're known for, Hoosier hospitality. It's our responsibility to make this year a tournament to remember, and I can't think of a better city or state to make that happen. We have over 40 years of history hosting the best sporting events in the world. Indy, quite literally, was made for this moment. So now let's all go out there and be the best partners we can be to the NCAA. Let's wear our mask, wear it today so they can play, and let's help all these student athletes with an incredible experience. It's my pleasure now to introduce you to Senior Vice President of Basketball, Mr. Dan Gallett.
Thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate it. Happy, healthy New Year to everyone. We are very excited to be with everyone today to make this special announcement. You know, despite the challenges the pandemic continues to present to our country and how those challenges specifically have impacted the game of college basketball during this first month of the season, March Madness will take place in 2021. The environment in which we live is drastically different, which means the tournament will clearly have a different feel to it as well. But we will safely and responsibly conduct this event despite the obstacles we're facing. It was determined a while ago, back in November, that the most effective way of doing so is to stage the event ideally in one geographic area, using multiple venues. For the past several weeks, the NCAA was in discussions with the state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis to conduct the entire championship in the area. And we're excited to confirm that today. The NCAA has approval from the Marion County Health Department, minimally, that we'll have family members of student athletes and coaches in attendance for every game of the tournament. And we'll continue to work with the local health officials on the feasibility of other fans attending games with a decision made at a later date. We've had the benefit of seeing what works and what doesn't work at events that have taken place or are taking place, such as the NBA, the WNBA, Major League Baseball, and NHL playoffs, as well as the college basketball, college football, and NFL regular seasons. And we will continue to monitor what takes place in the college football and NFL postseasons, as well as now the start of the NBA and NHL regular seasons. With everything we do, the primary focus will be on the safety and well-being of the student athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, and anyone else who will be in our competition venues. We are very appreciative of the work of our hosts, as mentioned earlier, from Ball State University, Butler University, the Horizon League, Indiana University, IUPUI, and Purdue University for the work that they'll put forth to pull off this unique version of March Madness. We're also most appreciative, as Ryan mentioned, of the local health officials, in particular, Dr. Virginia Kane from Marion County and Dr. Christina Bach from the state of Indiana, and look forward to continuing to collaborate with them in the coming weeks and months. Currently, there are no changes to the field size of 68. The Selection Sunday will still be scheduled for March 14th, and plans remain to have the Final Four April 3rd and 5th. Most games will take place in Marion County using Lucas Oil Stadium, 2 courts inside Lucas Oil Stadium, although only 1 game played at a time, obviously. Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Hinkle Fieldhouse, and Indiana Farmers Coliseum. We plan to host some first-round games outside of Marion County at the home venues of Indiana University, Simon Scott Assembly Hall in Bloomington, and at Mackey Arena at Purdue University in West Lafayette. Finally, we again want to recognize the significant amount of work host sites from across the country had put forth in preparation for the 2021 tournament, and cannot express our appreciation enough for those efforts. Nor can we adequately express our regret that they will not be able to stage the March Madness tournament in those various locations this year. But we are incredibly excited, as every other speaker has noted, to be able to do this in a very safe and responsible way, in a historic and unique way, in the state of Indiana, in the city of Indianapolis and greater Indianapolis area. And we're looking forward to partnering with all Hoosiers to make this an incredible experience for our student athletes, one that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And thanks to all for